was the melting glue, and it's also the binding glue in APC. So I do not see him not trying to heal wounds where necessary. And yes, the PDP people are rejoicing. They are rejoicing prematurely. They say that we can never come together. They said, oh, that the 2019 election is already done, but they are living in a fool's paradise.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. And I believe a lot of your party members share your optimism, sir.
Oh, yes.
All right, thank you very much, sir. We wish you the best, sir.
And we are coming back.
All right, sir. All right.
We have done a lot.
All right.
The story of what Empower and the impact it has done across the country. I think for 12 months, consistently, we have had about 70,000 individuals who are between the ages of 18 and 35 who live in Obiakbo local government area of Rivers State and Makurdi in Benue State, who are benefited from just an injection of 2.5 billion naira in their communities. That's the story of the redistribution that the Empower program brings to bear in our country. So we'll be inviting this cluster and to introduce the people who are the beneficiaries and the targets of this policy is Mr. Afolabi Imokwede, who is the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Job Creation. Mr. Afolabi Imokwede, please.
Mr. President, sir, Mr. Vice President, sir, our celebrant of today, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Jagabang Bogu, I stand on all existing established protocols. I stand before us here today to relive human impact stories of the President Muhammadu Buhari's National Social Investment Empower Program. We rolled out the first batch in 2000 of 200,000 in December 2016, with our youth serving in all of our 774 local governments in the education, health, and agri sectors. As I traversed the entire country last year, visiting over 18 states in all the 6 geopolitical zones, I saw hope restored. Adiza Abubakar Aliu in Jigawa, previously an unemployed master's graduate, saying Empire restored a dignity of being a Nigerian after being unemployed for 8 years. Same was Bagadi Mohammed of Bama in Borno State, a victim of the Boko Haram insurgency, who was settled in an IDP, but Empire Livelihood resettled him and his family out of the IDP. I saw young Nigerians with restored faith in their country, celebrating the transparency of the Empower application and selection process, that they did not have to know anybody, such as Mary Musa of Marish Kwatas in Plateau State, that is now fondly called Mama FG in our local community. I saw unleashed creativity and entrepreneurship. This has been perhaps the most powerful and most rewarding, seeing an army of young Nigerians galvanizing their future through cooperatives and small businesses, even as we saw in Delta, the agro co-ops now registered in the state and benefiting from the state's microcredit loans. In Ogun State, EHE, though Igbo but resident in Ijebu-Ode, now operating Ijebu Gari processing from our stipend savings. In Plateau State, indeed, in the words of Emmanuel, who said to me that this 30,000 you pay us monthly is 30 billion in my account, because he's now a poultry farmer at night, whilst he teaches during the day, and now also employs 2 of his community neighbors. I saw community impact. The story of Adiza in Bauchi, who is naturally too shy to speak nor teach, but when she looked into the eyes of the kids in school, said, because I want these ones to become a graduate like me tomorrow, I will take on this role. Another of such here with us today is Dapil, who is visually impaired, and who I will yield the floor to tell his story right now. Dapil?
All protocol observed. My name is Dapil Samuel Ali, an Empower beneficiary. Particularly, I was posted to Gindri Material Center for the Handicapped. where I work as a math and science teacher for the category of people and students with visual impairment at the primary and secondary school. I also facilitate workshops organized for math and science teachers of secondary schools. I also assist pupils with visual impairment at even the tertiary level, where they have mathematically related issues. I also transcribe printed books to Braille. I also use my stipend to have a farm and then earn 5 bags of rice and 50 bags of sweet potato last year. I say big thank you to NPower and Mr. Presidency for pioneering this program.
Sir, Mr. President, sir, these stories are true, not only in the graduate component, like the appeal is, but even in our non-graduate component, the vocational training and apprenticeship program represented here by Taiwo. Mr. President, sir, how were we able to achieve this great, ambitious feat, arguably the last post-tertiary engagement at any one time in Pan-Africa? The answer, simply put, is technology. NPower's tripod vision of learn, work, which is applied learning, and exit into entrepreneurship was made possible by technology, engaged by the Bank of Industry as part of the asset finance for the learning content loaded devices distributed to each and every one of our NPower graduates. On that note, I invite Shende Olobayo, the Chief Solutions Architect of SOFCOM, our technical partner, to speak to us about the role of technology in our NPower delivery.
Yeah, Mr. President, sir, Mr. Vice President, sir, the celebrant, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, please permit me to ride on every other existing protocol. It was a very ambitious plan to recruit 500,000 people, to train them, and to put them in jobs that was very close to where they lived. As SOFCOM, we're also very inspired and delighted to learn of the government's intention to actually drive this with technology, working with local companies, and for this, we say thank you to the government. Over 20 stakeholders from the public and the private sector, working at different levels, were involved in the volunteer journey at some point in the journey of the volunteer, either through the recruitment of the volunteer or ensuring that they can learn effectively, giving them mobile devices that can enable them work, perform their duties, as well as ensuring that they get paid. Now, in all of this, looking at the sheer amount of requirement and the sheer amount of operational tasks involved in this program, it was clear that it was only technology that could deliver it and ensure a seamless delivery in a very connected way. For us at SOFCOM, being at the center of all of this and driving this program was a huge responsibility for us. We had about 3 million applicants that applied for the NPower graduate program. Each of these applicants had to go through identity verification. Each of these applicants had to go through online testing, and they also had to go through physical verification. At the end of this entire process, about 500,000 volunteers emerged from the process. They emerged from a process that was fair, a process that was equitable, and a process that was entirely devoid of human manipulation. And I must say at this point that all of this was also achieved by technology that was 100% built locally. Yeah. The same platform that delivered all of this is also enabling us to manage the records of all of these volunteers and also deliver capacity development to them on a large scale. So each of these volunteers have access to contents that enable them to fully understand all of what is required for them on the job, enable them to deliver on the job, and also enable them to have a rewarding life after the program in entrepreneurial development or in employability, depending on their choices. Technology also enables the program office to a very large extent, also to fully track the payment of every volunteer, right from when he leaves the government coffers to when they receive the payment. And we've also followed the stories to exactly how it's impacting their local economy. I would like to conclude by saying A job means different things to different people. For some people, a job means relief from immediate pains and pressure. For others, a job means security from uncertainties, and it also means a hope of a brighter future. I would like to invite everybody at the end of this program to just visit the exhibition center to really understand exactly what the program is about and exactly how it has impacted all 774 local governments. Thank you.
The relationship of social investment and technology to impacting in solving the challenges in our community is also extended to our efforts at rebuilding the Northeast through the Northeast Makeathon efforts. At this point, I bring in Mohammed Brahma, the essay on IDP, to tell us about the Northeast Makeathon.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests. My name is Mohammed Brahma. I'm here to speak about the Northeast Makeathon. We are all aware of the humanitarian crisis in the Northeast. Part of the response of His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari's administration was to challenge Nigerians to come up with innovative solutions to local problems by supporting innovation hubs across the country. This led to the running of a Makeathon challenge in the Northeast, popularly called the Northeast Makeathon, NE Makeathon. The Makeathon is a process involving the crowdsourcing of homegrown ideas and solutions to challenges in the Northeast. The ultimate goal is to transition the best ideas from the competition to form the basis of the Northeast Humanitarian Tech Hub. This hub will bring together innovators with the assistance of the government, industry, and large-scale entrepreneurs to develop, validate, and integrate new humanitarian solutions through partnerships that connect local community impact to national and global platforms with the resonating motto, collaborate to co-create. The Northeast Makeathon is being run by the National Social Investment Office in partnership with the International Committee of the Red Cross and PCNI. Since the launch of the Northeast Makeathon Challenge in October 2017, about 1,500 ideas were received as entries towards solving challenges in the 6 main areas identified. These ideas were screened to 250, and then the idea pitch event was organized in Abuja and Yola, respectively, to give the teams an opportunity to pitch their solutions to a panel of experts and stand a chance of making it through to the co-creation bootcamp. We have witnessed so far great passion and commitment from these mostly young Nigerians. And therein lies a lesson we all must draw from. Our diversity truly is our strongest point. Candidates came all the way from Kaduna, the Niger Delta, Lagos, Akure, and all over the country to come and be part of the solution to the problems faced in the Northeast, branching far out of their comfort zones and making sacrifices to be there on pitch day, pitching their solutions to the challenges faced by their brothers and sisters in the affected region. While traveling the region to create awareness for the project and during the various pitch sessions, our team had the pleasure of meeting brilliant minds from the engineering background, like Williams, who had designed a modern-day multifunctional farm machinery that had the ability to serve as a drilling machine, making irrigation on the farm easier and out-of-season farming possible. The same machine can be recoupled to serve as a tractor, a land tiller, harvester, and transport vehicle for the crops. Williams is a graduate of a technical college in Numan, Adamawa State. We also met with a team of innovators called the Borno Tech Forum, graduates from the University of Maiduguri and some from Ramat Polytechnic, making great strides in solving problems using technology. We were shown drones fabricated in their institution's labs that had passed initial field tests, automated irrigation systems that work remotely using SMS messaging, innovation in the fields of health sciences like object sensor vibrating walking sticks for the visually impaired, and innovations aimed at better equipping our armed forces on the battlefield. These experiences further reminds me of a wise saying His Excellency the Vice President consistently says, talent is equally distributed, but opportunity is not. The Northeast Hub is bringing opportunities to the brilliant minds in the Northeast. Despite facing the terror of the last 7 years, with their livelihoods destroyed, villages burnt, loved ones lost, I have seen in the eyes of the Northeasterners a determination to fight and recapture their narrative. I see in the Northeast Mechathon applicants the strength in our diversity and unity, the hope of a better Nigeria, the ideal black nation of pride, leadership and innovation, a utopia, a Wakanda. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, sir, let me conclude by relaying your message to all Nigerian youths. Empower is serious investment. Empower is serious business, and indeed a direct investment of you into these individual lives, not just mere statistics. As such, the only return on investment you expect from them are these livelihood impacting stories, as we have just reported back to you, sir. On behalf of the 500,000 plus graduate and non-graduate, and indeed the indirect beneficiaries in the extended micro and macro economic value chain, we say a resounding thank you very much, sir. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
The Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, GEEP, is a loan scheme program for our local artisans, traders, and market women. Today, there are over 1 million citizens in the local economy who have successfully registered with GEEP. GEEP has disbursed over 300,000 interest-free loans in all states and in Abuja, which have improved the trading output of the beneficiaries. There is remarkable participation by women who have recorded 56% of the disbursed loan. Through GEEP, our traders, market women, artisans, and small and medium businesses are given the necessary training which will not only make them pay back the loan, but also equip them with the skills they need to lead and scale up their businesses.
Next, we move up to the segment that deals with our artisans, small businesses, market women, and smallholder farmers. Here we shall see a narrative around scaling up market opportunities for real small-time players who are closest to the grassroots. We have the government enterprise and empowerment program that encapsulates what the objectives of this policy intends to achieve. We shall call upon the Chief Operating Officer of the Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, Market Money, Chief Operating Officer Mr. Uzoma Nwagba, to come up with his cluster.
GEEP is a government enterprise empowerment program for artisans and traders. The cooperative or the association, their leaders, they will have to serve as guarantor. Now what they do is they collect the MOU form, they fill